Welcome friends. Today I am going to take a session cost, volume, profit and break-even analysis, which is a part of unit 3 of block 1 of course production management. Cost, volume, profit, in short it is also called CVP, and break-even analysis BEA. I am your course coordinator, Dr. Ashish Agrawal, School of Engineering and Technology, IGNOU, and I am dealing with the course production management. The question must be arising that why we are studying this cost, profit, volume or break-even analysis. Basically, in order to plan and control the activities associated with a business, management uses a number of tools. Cost, volume, profit analysis is one of the most important analytical tools used by the management. What does it do? It helps us to learn the behavior of cost and profit in response to varying level of business activities. The understanding of the relationship between cost and volume is useful in calculating the effects of decision and strategies on the net profit earned. Now the question comes, how we will determine or for what this cost, volume, profit analysis is used. It is used to determine the level of sales at which break-even is reached. Here we cover all the expenses. For learning, I must tell you that break-even point or break-even is a point where there is no profit and no loss. We also determine with the help of cost, volume, profit units of products required to be sold to earn a particular income. We also determine change in profit with the change in business capacity or fixed cost. We also use to determine the effect of change on the income as a result of changing the wages of salesperson from fixed to state commission on sales. This is useful for investor as well as creditor too, as it determines the ability of business to pay debts and increase the dividend payment. The cost of or the concept of cost, volume, profit analysis can be applied to the business as a whole or to the individual segment of the business. That means if we want to include the whole organization, we can include under cost, volume, profit analysis, or if we want a small segment or a small department of the organization, that is also applicable for cost, volume, profit analysis. Now, what are the learning objectives of today's session? After today's session, you should be able to explain response of variables, fixed and semi-variable cost to the change in sales volume. You will be able to explain the construction of cost, volume, profit or break-even graph. Now we will come very basic concept of this unit, and the foremost basic unit is the cost. We should understand, if we understand the basics, then this unit is very simple to understand. Now what are the elements of the cost? The first and the foremost element of a cost is the material, because the product is made up of material. Therefore, the material is a substance from which the product is made is known as material. It may be raw material or a manufacturing state. That means it may be the pure raw material, it may be semi-finished, even it may be the finished component product. There are two types of material. The first one is called the direct material. Suppose we talk about a laptop or mobile. The material from which this mobile or laptop is made is called the direct material. That means all the materials which becomes an integral part of a finished product and which can be conveniently assigned to the specific physical unit is termed as the direct material. That means all the materials or component specifically purchased, produced or requisitioned from the stores, that is called the direct material. Just like primary packing material, cartons, wrapping, carbon boards, partly produced or purchased components, they all come under the direct material. Now, the second category of the material is called the indirect material. All the material which support or which are used as an ancillary material, they are called as a indirect material. For example, consumables, some types of a lubricant material, oil, electricity, your different types of coolants, printing, stationery material, they support making the product. So they are not directly involved as a material. Means indirect material are those material which are not the part of the product, but they help in producing that particular product. Another important element is called the labor cost. Labor means a human effort which is used to produce a product, or in other words we can say this is a human effort which is used for the conversion of material into the finished product. Again, the labor can be divided into two categories. One is direct labor and another one is indirect labor. Direct labor are those persons who are directly involved in producing the particular component or the product. Just like a operator which is directly involved in producing the product. Indirect labor employed for the purpose of carrying out various tasks. They are incidental to goods produced or services provided is a indirect labor. Such labor does not alter the construction, composition or the condition of the product. It cannot be practically traced to the specific unit of the output. For example, the storekeeper, wages of a storekeeper. Now, storekeeper is not directly involved in conversion of the raw material into the final product, but it supports. That is why the storekeepers comes under the indirect labor. Similarly, foreman, timekeeper, director fees, salary of salesmen, all the examples of the indirect labor cost. Now comes the expenses. Expenses again may be direct or indirect. Direct expenses are those expenses which can be directly, conveniently and wholly allocated to the specific cost center or the cost unit. If I give you the example of such expenses are hiring of some special machinery required to for a operation or for a particular contract. The cost of defective work incurred in connection with a particular job, it comes under the direct expenses. Now, indirect expenses are those which cannot be directly or conveniently or wholly allocated to the cost center and Example of such expenses are just like rent, electricity charges, lighting, insurance charges. They comes under the indirect expenses. Another element is overhead. The term overhead, as the term is implying, anything which is beyond the direct cost. So all the indirect material cost, indirect labor cost, indirect expenses, all will come as a overhead. For the convenience, we have divided the overhead expenses into three categories or three divisions, just like factory or work where the production is done. Second, office and administration where the routine as well as policy matters are decided. Third one is selling and distribution where the products are sold, and finally dispatched to the customer. Overhead may incurred in the factory or office or selling or distribution division. Now, if we talk about the factory overheads, indirect material which is used in the factory such as lubricant, oil and consumables, they comes under the factory overhead. Indirect labor, just like gatekeeper salary, timekeeper salary or manager salary, they will come as an indirect labor under the factory overhead. Indirect expenses, just like rent, insurance, lighting, they all comes under the indirect expenses under the factory overhead. Now, what are the components of total cost? First is prime cost. It consists of direct material cost, direct labor and direct expenses, and it is also known as basic, first or the flat cost. Basically, all these terms will be used when we are going to discuss the break-even analysis. That is why it is very important to understand each and every term very carefully. Another terms which comes as a component of the total cost is the factory cost. It comprises prime cost and in addition work or the factory overhead, which include the cost of indirect material, indirect labor or indirect factory expenses. This cost is known as work cost, production or manufacturing cost. Another important cost is the component of the total cost is the office cost. Basically, it includes factory cost as well as administration overhead, and this is also termed as the total cost of production. And when we talk about the total cost of the product, it comprises of the cost of production, selling and distribution ahead, and it is termed as the cost of sales. Now we will talk about what is the relationship between cost and volume. It is defined with the help of two terms. First is called the volume index and second is termed as the cost. Under the cost, we will study different type of cost. So first we will take what is volume index. Volume is defined in using a unit measure termed as the volume index. Volume index may be based upon manufacturing input such as ton of raw material used in the process of production, labor hours in terms of labors or hours in which the machine has worked. It can be based upon the output such as equivalent unit produced or the number of unit sold. Now we will define. Volume index is also termed as the quantity index and the definition which is given in the Wikipedia, it is volume index or the quantity index is a numerical time series measure designed to help compare how the production of some class of goods and or services taken as a whole differs between the time periods or the geographical location. That means if we want to compare two quantities, one is produced in your Gurugram and one is produced in Kolkata, then we will use, because it takes care of the comparison between the geographical location. Even the produced in 2020 or 2018 or 2019, that is for comparing, we can take the help of volume index. When we determine the appropriate volume index, the cost can be classified into 4 categories. Once we classified, they are fixed cost, variable cost, semi-variable cost and the step cost. Now one by one we will try to explain you each class of the cost. So first we will take the fixed cost. Fixed cost, these are the cost which remains constant irrespective of the quantity of output within and up to the capacity that has been built up. Remember this term, irrespective of quantum of output within and up to the capacity that has been built up. Example of such costs are rent, insurance charges, management salary. Here I will just like to explain, if we are paying suppose 50,000 rent, now whether we are making a 10 number of products or 100 number of products, if that is accommodated in that particular premises, the rent is not going to change. So the rent will be the fixed cost. Fixed cost remain constant per unit volume of item. As a result, they decrease per unit with every increase in output and vice versa. We will explain this statement with the help of one example. Friends, we were discussing fixed cost and I will give you one example to clearly explain what is meant by fixed cost. For example, if we take rupees 6,000 as a rent which is paid for a factory building for an output of 1,000 unit. Now you can easily determine what is the cost of rent per unit. That is 6,000 divided by 1,000 and you will get rupees 6. Now suppose the input is increased to 1,200. Now if I ask you to calculate, you will calculate the cost of rent per unit, that will come to rupees 5. If the output is reduced to 800, the cost of rent per unit will increase 7.5. But it is fixed irrespective of your number of units produced, whether you are producing 1,000, whether you are producing 1,200, whether you are producing 800. In each time you are paying only 6,000. But for your calculation, the cost of rent per unit is either increasing or decreasing with respect to the number of units produced. Now, if you just see the fixed cost, on the x-axis you have a product units in 1,000 and the cost is on y-axis, and you will find whether you are producing a smaller 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 or 4,000, the fixed cost remain the same. That is the beauty of this fixed cost. But sometimes fixed cost also step up, that we will come as a step up fixed cost. Now the cost which remains unaffected, or in other terms does not change by the change in volume, is termed as a fixed cost or non-variable cost. Cost like taxes, depreciation, debt, business insurance and mortgage payment which continue or incur even no production process are carried out is termed as a fixed cost. These costs incur as a result of factor like time. Second type of cost is called as a variable cost. These are the costs which vary in direct proportion to the output. That means they increase or decrease in the same proportion by which output increases or decreases. The example of such costs are the direct material cost, direct labor cost, or the power required for producing the items. Variable cost may be said constant per unit of the output. Remember, per unit of the output. If I take an example to clearly explain you, if a factory incurs rupees 1000 on raw material for an output of 1000 unit, the cost of raw material per unit would amount to real, that is 1000 divided by 1000, that is 1 rupees. Now in case the output increases to 2000, the cost of raw material would proportionally also increase to 2000. Again, the variable cost will be 1 rupees per unit. Similarly, if output decreases to 800, the cost of raw material will also decrease to 800 rupees. With the help of a graph, I would like to explain or show you what is variable cost. On x-axis, you have a production unit in 1000, and on y-axis, you have a cost in 1000 or in rupees, and you see a green line of variable cost that is making a slope with x-axis and y-axis. That means if you are increasing the production, your variable cost will increase. Now, the cost like labor, material, which vary with the volume of unit produced is called the variable cost. That means if we, for a certain quantity, we need 2 labor. If we increase the number of quantity, we increase the number of labor. Similarly, the material will also increase. So variable cost increase with the volume of the unit produced. It increases and decreases directly and proportionately with the change in the volume. If the volume increases by 10%, the variable cost will also increase by 10%. Third cost is your semi-variable cost. These are the costs which do vary but not in direct proportion with the output. They are composed of with fixed cost as well as variable cost. Their elements may be the depreciation, repair, light, heat, or telephone. Identification of fixed and variable elements of the semi-variable cost is important for the management for planning their business activity. Now I will show you with the help of a graph that what is semi-variable cost. You just see that in case of variable cost, the line was starting or originating from the origin, while in case of semi-variable cost, it is starting on y-axis after a certain portion. This certain portion is called the fixed cost, and then it starts the variable cost. In combination, we can say it is a semi-variable cost. Now, one part of this cost is fixed, while another part is called as a variable. Thus, it is termed as the semi-variable cost. Semi-variable cost changes with the change in volume, but not directly as proportion as in case of variable cost. Examples are depreciation of machine because it is a semi-variable cost. It depends on the number of hours the machine is used. So there is a depreciation with the time as well as with the running hours for the machine. Fourth is the step cost. If you see the fixed cost, when we were talking about the fixed cost remain constant over a range of activity. In case of step cost, it jumps after a new level as the activity changes. One very interesting example is like that. A foreman can supervise a given number of workers, suppose 10. Therefore, we can say for 10 number of workers, we need only one foreman. Now, if the number of workers is increased to 20 or 30 or 40, we need more number of foremen like 2, 3 or 4. Therefore, the cost or the salary which we used to give to foremen is also increasing. Here is an example. I will just show you with the help of an example. As you with the increase in the product quantity, the fixed cost is also increasing, because if we are increasing the production quantity or the product quantity, then we need the more number. When we need the more number, there is a need of more foremen. Therefore, the fixed cost increases. So it is stepping up. Now, there are two types of cost: direct and indirect cost. Direct cost are the cost which can be directly or conveniently and traced to the product service job. Example of such costs are direct material, direct labor, direct expenses. Similarly, indirect costs are the costs which are not directly involved with the specific product, just like salaries of timekeeper, a storekeeper or foreman. So I am again repeating this thing because you should understand that what is the difference between the direct and indirect cost, because that will come frequently when we will discuss the break-even point. Now in this session, we have defined the cost. We have defined the various types of cost, just like direct cost, indirect cost, fixed cost, variable cost, semi-variable cost and step-up cost. Then we have also discussed direct material cost and indirect material cost, direct labor cost, indirect labor cost,